First.
Kind of a dick move seeing as though you're my editor.
Hilarious so far, and pretty well written. Certainly an interesting twist on the Po-E-Mon and Equestria concept. Followed and following. Keep up the good work. And have a pinky fast.
Being my two favorite fanfiction fandoms, I've always wondered what a Po-E-Mon and MLP crossover would be like.
Until you all shared its magic with me.
It took me completely by surprise seeing this in the featured box, but I guess I'll finally have an answer to my question. Gonna have to follow this one.
Yeah. Island rules.
This is a great story. Keep up the good work.
Trollface JPG.
Low Fluffy.
Instant have. Do you by any chance have a link to the cover image? This fic looks good.
Here you go.
Lottie, I need more. I wish there were more fics like these. Please continue, good sir. Mustache.
That was an excellent troll. Well done.
So, wooden blanket and creaks.
I only read because your avatar is on a Lester.
My god, so awesome with wub.
I knew it was a good idea to change my avatar pic.
You dirty little sellout where? Neardridge. You did see it, did you? Mustache.
Dragon's ball peepee. Course I saw it. Or are you referring to something else?
Fossa hoof. Your writing sucks.
Huh? Didn't even notice the creaks part. But I honestly did laugh at wooden blanket. You are welcome then. Wait, someone wrote a series about my home. I mean, yes I do. I was wondering when someone would make the connection.
Hot.
Resist to fab. Resistance, failing. On another note, isn't Arcanine and Ninetales like the only likable pair back in the original 150? Or is it 151? Can never tell.
Are you serial?
Fluffy. If there are two Po-E-Mon that I would love to have, it's those two.
FCK to the story and FCK to your pick.
This is pretty good also. I just remembered I had a Charizard pick.
Oh my god, who the hell cares?
So the Pokemon. I squeed. So it was humans turned into Pokemon in Equestria. I squeed so hard it hurt. FCK.
A simple help each roll. Got to have those every now and again.
Hey, it's alright. It's better than most of the other Po-E-Mon crossovers I've seen here so far. Except the Lucario one, even though he's ludicrously overpowered. And maybe that one with Pikachu and Bunnery, but then I haven't seen hide or hair of that one in a while. Anyway, why Arcanine and 9?
Comment deleted.
It would have been more awesome if the characters were a Blaziken and a Gardevoir respectively.
The cheapest to the grin came across Rex's face, trying to scrunch it up. You did dusk. Twilight's face soon shifted from shock to anger, and Rex was rewarded with a slap to the back of his head from Allison. Asterisk GOLFCLAP asterisk most epic, yet classic, smartest response to any question. Hold that?
I'm a boring douchebag.
I usually don't like Po-E-Mon, but this is funny. Go on.
Second chapter finished. Actually, I finished reading it well over an hour ago, but then I went back to hunt for a rest. Here be my booty. Sip bizarre bizarre was at stock of Zab and visit to with that but GBIGZ at your web fizzlewigs have this Brutus Fubsud. This may sound odd, but I derived a good measure of joy from finding these errors. I'm getting a distinct gay vibe from Rex. Have you noticed all such characters are good-hearted, stubborn idiots? If this is a self-insert, I am absolved of all psychological damage this statement may inflict upon your reading of this line. Oh, and I'm sorry to write parenthesis.
I have no idea how this went unnoticed. Ninetales. Not Ninetales. I'm loving this story. I should follow it post-haste.
Ninetales is the sexiest Po-E-Mon.
OMG, I love this. MOAAAA. AAR, please.
The same patches were over his face and chest. Not exactly sure how he saw his face without a mirror. She puts one paw on the first wooden blanket. I think that is supposed to be plank.
I'm probably one of the few people who can honestly say they never got into Po-E-Mon, but this is hilarious. I need more.
Raises Hoofstar, I'm with you there.
Grammar Nazi? Oh, you mean the one I prove? He has access to all the moves he learns by level up, because Pokemon in the anime are not limited to only 4 moves.
Instant fact.
$10/10 for choosing my favorite Po-E-Mon. 0/10 for originality. This is what happens almost every wake up in Equestria Story 1. Mary Sue and Gary's 2 wake up as Zone 2. They seek out Twilight, even if their forms may be somewhat threatening. No characters even consider that. Ask yourself how big an arcanine is to a pony, and whether or not it looks like a carnivore. 3. Some stuff happens, sorry, for the little ant. Not only has these exact events been done, but these chapters have loads of plot holes. Personally, I would have made the characters have no knowledge of MLP. Perhaps throw in some conflict / maybe some comedy with the locals freaking out at the scary monsters. Remember Zakora.
Lol, if you figure the ponies are about 3 feet tall, the Growlithe in this picture is the same size.
I think we all know who they should have been transformed into.
Behold, Spiker's Charizard.
Oh look, a new dash, Pokemon, further personified Pokemon, and ponies.
Good story, brah.
Give the lady a prize. All we have to do is ask Twilight for an audience with Celestia, and then she can send us home. Easy as pie. I must say, Drex, I didn't think that you'd be able to think of something so ingenious. Well, let's get a move on.
You serious?
Really, that was his ingenious plan. I'm not sure which is worse, Drex thinking he's original, or Allison thinking he's clever.
I take offense to this, for I am the true sexiest Pokemon. Pretty hilarious. My only complaint is that you misspelled Ninetales. It's T-A-L-E-S, not T-A-I-L-S.
It was perfect for the title though.
One big problem I have with this is that Rainbow Dash and Twilight Sparkle suddenly start speaking without it ever being mentioned that they were even in the scene before. This fic has an awesome premise, and could potentially be great, but you really need to work on being more descriptive. Hi with the humans turned into Pokemon. Scan only end where my rip face.
Interesting premise. A bit meta, but who cares? Sometimes you just gotta say hey. Gary's 2 seems to have some pretty interesting adventures. Instead of hating, I will instead sit back, relax, and enjoy the show. Keep up the good work, Addict.
http://youtube.com/watch?v=TUYYSEAT318.
The one pony that makes the most crazy and random everythings to ever exist. Pinkie Pie. Star Scarecrow Star. In all seriousness, this is pretty funny. Tracked for interest.
I sense great potential, however there are a couple of things that need to be looked at. For one thing, the transition from one world to another happened way too easily, at least I think so. You don't have to go on and on, or have your characters freak out about it, but I feel like there needs to be some thought about the fact that they're in a new body, and in a new world. Next is that you seem to jump from past to present, and present to past tense a couple of times. The swarf will few for FCH if you each wage if you I will be watching.
Crossover X2. 2. Coolest fire Pokemon ever, Lilirani.
Love it.
He goes to facepalm himself, but when his hand connected with his face, something was terribly off. How does one go about facepalming themselves? Holy shit, the tense changes are everywhere. How did this get so popular?
It flip-flops between present and past tense, and make me want to kick apple blooms.
That's my line.
Interesting idea. You have my attention now.
All seriousness though, I seem to be an absolute moron.
Well, seeing my grammar failed me, I can say that I have little room to really complain. I would suggest sacking your editor though. That should have been caught and dealt with. It has potential to be good, so don't give up.
Because Arcanine is my top fav Po-E-Mon, and Ninetales seems like a great match in my opinion. That is interesting.
Seems like it's going to be a good story, but I won't read it now. Not until there are more chapters, that is. Fuck, can't wait for updates.
More of this. So I haven't read it, but let me get this straight. They were humans, turned into cartoons, in another cartoon. So this is cartoon inception. Or should it be steampunk, or cyberpunk universe before its inception? To hell with it. I'll just read it anyway.
Wait for it.
Nope.
What is the Lucario story called?
Arcanine and Ninetales in Equestria. Well, I suppose I'll have to fave.
Asterisk INHALE asterisk asterisk SNIFF asterisk I smell something, and it smells like image. http blog.chugfactory.com/wp content/2011/11/where your meme6.jpg.
Because there's no way someone can imagine this. And yet, here we are, reading about it.
Can't wait for them to start burning stuff.
Because Rapid Dash is already in it.
You're shitting me. You wrote a Po-E-Mon crossover. Hell yeah.
Thankfully her prayers were answered as Rex pulled the bushes back. Says he cold C. Pulled the bushes back. Says he cold C. Says he cold C. Nice editing, editor.
I think you need to get a new editor. Not only because he's being a bitch by doing the first thing, but also because he's missing quite a few mistakes. Like I noticed that the tenses shift from past to present and vice versa at times. And this story is absolutely marvelous. Can't wait to read more.
Is that narrative? Because you say third person, but it feels like the script to a play. But don't get me wrong, it's still good, and I love Pokemon, so this will probably end well. Like, if you have to know. If not, too bad.
Okay, here we go.